6 moments this season where Victor Wembanyama showed his true GOAT potential. Now, this is not a video I will be making. This is a video by Basketball Reach where he made a video where he talked about six moments in Victor Wembanyama's rookie season where he showed his GOAT potential, and today we're going to be reacting to it. Now, I think GOAT potential is a little crazy. We live in a basketball world where you have to be very precise with the things you say, and GOAT potential is a little crazy, you know what I'm saying? But I can understand where he's coming from. Victor Wembanyama definitely had a lot of moments in his rookie year where it looked like this guy's going to be the best player in the league. This guy's going to be a top 5 player of all time. You know what I'm saying? So I'm very excited to react to it. I'm going to try and start doing more reaction videos. It depends on how you guys like them, how you guys interact with them, and how these videos do, because once again, I still am a small YouTuber. So every now and then I might get a video with a couple thousand views, and then the next video I'll get a video with like 10 views. So it depends on how you guys react to it, but let's get right into it, man. I'm excited. All right, so before we get started, make sure you guys subscribe to Basketball Reach. His video will be in the link in the description below. If you guys like these type of videos, make sure you go sub to him. I do not know him personally, but I think his videos are pretty fucking solid. So let's get right to it, man. Let's start it out. All right, man. Let's get right to the video. Let's do it. If we can play
These were the 6 times Victor Wembanyama showed us his GOAT potential, starting with his first ever dominant performance in a game versus Kevin Durant and the Phoenix Suns. After his first week in the NBA, many had questions about whether Victor Wembanyama was legit or not. In the first 4 games as a pro, Victor was putting up 16 points, 7 rebounds, 1.5 steals, and 1.5 blocks on football.
And you know what's crazy? This is good numbers for a rookie. This is good numbers for a rookie. Like, if anybody other than Victor Wembanyama was putting up these numbers in their first week of the NBA, like, these are good numbers. So it's like Victor Wembanyama has a different type of potential. He has a different potential. We have a higher expectation of Victor Wembanyama, and it's going to be even worse this season. If he comes out in the first month of NBA basketball and he's giving us 22 and 10 and 2 blocks, maybe with like 4 assists, people are going to be like, oh, is he going to take that jump? Is he going to take that jump? Because there's a lot of people out here thinking Victor Wembanyama is going to average 28 and 14 next year. So it's like, you know what I'm saying? It's a lose-lose for Wemby, man. If he's not putting up 30 and 15 in his second season, it's a disappointment to a lot of people. So, by the way, I'm going to take the liberty of doing this. Hopefully that doesn't come back and bites me in the butt, but that's what we're going to do. All right, let's get to it. Oh my God, thank you.
Shooting. Compared to the expectations we had for him coming into the season, these numbers were lower than expected, only exceeding 20 points once in a game against the Houston Rockets. So coming into a highly anticipated matchup with Kevin Durant, somebody who he had personally compared himself to, the pressure was on to make a statement. To start, Wemby is challenged by Booker, and Victor says get that out of here. With the Spurs off to a fast start and a missed Suns triple, Wemby is smart enough to run the floor for an easy 2. Now in the pick and roll with Vassell, Wemby makes the catch and scans the floor, finding the open Jones in the corner, who knocks down the triple. Back in the 2-man game again, it's Jones who finds Victor cutting backdoor on the out.
I just want to say, I'm gonna try and like really, I'm gonna really predict the moments he's gonna talk about. There's the game against Joel Embiid that gets watered down because Joel Embiid had 70, but Wembanyama had 38. You know what I'm saying? And that's one thing that I'm not going to be expecting from Wemby, is to guard these bulky ass bigs, because in the end of the day, his frame is really slight, and I think he's going to put on weight to the point where he can be able to do that on a game to game basis. But as of right now, he does not have the frame to guard guys like Anthony Davis or Joel Embiid. Apparently Alperen Sengun either. But another one he's going to talk about, in my opinion, is the triple double with 10 blocks. There's also the Giannis one-on-one game where they look like they was hooping on a mini hoop. You know what I'm saying? There's this game. I think he had a great game against Anthony Davis. We're going to see. Let's get back to the video.
Find Victor at the basket. as it's nearly impossible to throw it too high. Now with a mismatch, Wemby doesn't even have to back down Gordon. Instead, just shooting straight over him, and with a shooter's bounce, it drops through. San Antonio were dominating early, as again in the post, Wemby makes a touch pass to Sohan for the finish. Now on defense, the long arms of Wemby forces Kevin Durant into a turnover. Then with the Spurs out on the break, some nice ball movement finds the cutting Wembanyama, who nearly pulls the rim down with this dunk. In only his 5th game as a pro, Victor Wembanyama was easily a top 3 player on the floor, now knocking down an open dribble. Then to end the first half, Wemby does what looks like a speed boost dribble from 2K to knock down another long ball, making it 20 first half points with a 20-point lead over Phoenix. Now in the second half, Victor didn't have any plans on slowing down. Here making a high IQ read, using a give and go to finish on another alley-oop, this time from Branham. Here the Spurs get the switch again, giving Wemby a virtually uncontested layup over
If y'all just
Gordon. Back in the post.
If y'all just looked at that lob, I'm going to try and go back just a little bit. But if y'all just looked at that lob, bro, that lob was nowhere near. That lob, if any other big man got that lob, they're not finishing that play. Like, if we look at, let's just go up a little bit more. I'm going to pause it. Look at that. There's no other big man finishing this play. Like, there's no other big man finishing this play. I don't care if your name is Zion Williamson. You're not finishing this play. Look how far he gets it from the rim. Like, you would have to be, like, in the vicinity right here to be able to catch it and slam it in. I'm not saying that's what he did, but the wingspan obviously gives him the leverage of catching those horrible lobs and then putting it in the basket. And I think that's a lot of reason why a lot of people want to see Trae Young with Victor Wembanyama, because he does have Chris Paul now, which makes it a lot easier for him. But I think Trae Young would just make it a little bit more exciting and fun to watch, if you ask me, because at 40 years old, I don't know how many games Chris Paul is really going to play, and I just don't think that they're going to make a play-in, because you're putting all your stock into, he has Chris Paul now, but you got to remember Chris Paul's probably going to play half the season. So let's see. All right. Oh, I got it muted. My bad, y'all.
And giving Wemby a virtually uncontested layup over the much shorter Gordon. Back in the post, Victor now uses a tough spin move to get baseline for the reverse layup. The Spurs had found something in this game, as the Suns defense kept giving them switches. And now it's Booker who's fighting for his life under the basket and is unsuccessful. Now the Suns run a pick and roll to get Eubanks going downhill. However, even though Wemby comes from the weak side, he's still able to come up with the rejection. Despite Victor still playing well, the Suns had started to click offensively, cutting a 20-point lead down to just 3.
Hey, today is a perfect day. It just started raining mad loud. Like, I love it. I love it. If anybody knows, I love the rain.
With
You know what I'm
Collins in
saying?
the post, he gets it to Wembanyama on the drop-off pass for a poster over Eubanks. And on replay, that was 100% a foul, and it wasn't called. Now Eubanks will play Wemby high because he's so concerned about the 3-ball. But apparently that wasn't even high enough, as Victor just pulls it again and knocks it down. Then to cap off his first ever true dominant performance, Victor Wembanyama knocks down the elbow jumper to give him a final stat line of 38 points, 10 rebounds, 1 steal and 2 blocks on 57% shooting from the floor. This was Wemby's final warning to the NBA world to let us know that he is indeed the real deal. The second time Victor Wembanyama showed us his true GOAT potential was when he came face to face with the Greek Freak. Giannis was always
told ya.
Wemby once he entered the NBA. And throughout the course of this game, Wemby made it clear that he wasn't going to back down. The first quarter was the ultimate feel out, as both Giannis and Wemby made some tough plays and shots, but it wasn't anything too crazy just yet. Here down low, Giannis is able to quickly split the double and finish through the contact of Wembanyama. Then Giannis made a statement, spinning through traffic and slamming it home. However, this didn't have the effect that he was hoping for, as right back the other way, Wemby did this.
And to poke it away.
As incredible as that was, we were just getting started, as here Bobby Portis gets his shot set back by Wemby, and then moments later Giannis would get a block of his own on Blake Wesley. The pair would again trade dunks, first in a Dame Giannis connection, then followed up by a nasty putback slam for Victor.
Like, I'm telling you, this is like mini hoop basketball, bro. Like, for anybody that has little brothers or anybody that had a mini hoop in general, bro, like, I'm telling you, when you put that hoop on that door, on that closet door, and you check up, it's a lot of bully ball. It's a lot of dunking. It's a lot of throwing it off the backboard. I'm telling you, bro. I'm telling you. If you ever had a mini hoop and it's on that door, hey, that's where real men is made. That's where real men is made, boy. I'm telling you. That's where men is made.
Matched up one-on-one with Brook Lopez, Victor decides to just go over him, casually banking it off the glass for 2 more. Then off a Milwaukee turnover, Wemby puts on a show in transition.
Look.
This was one of the many jaw-dropping moments from this game.
Like, hey, bro, like this is like, Wemby is like the type of person that makes me wish I was excited for a young player on my team, bro. Like, like the Magic got Paolo, the T-Wolves got Ant, the Spurs got Wemby, and I know being a Laker fan, that's kind of selfish of me because we have some of the greatest players that ever walked the earth, and we're pretty much always consistently a playoff team. But hey, it sucks. I'm kind of jealous of the Spurs right now because it's like y'all are about to have the best player in the league. So hey, maybe it's me. Maybe I just want everything in life. You know what I'm saying?
With Lopez in his drop coverage and a nice screen by Jones, it gives Victor too much room for another open triple, which he knocks down. After every play, Wemby was talking to the crowd, hyping them up, which in return was getting Giannis fired up himself. Here giving Victor a taste of his own medicine, putting the rookie on a poster plus the mean mug. Then moments later off a Lillard pass, Giannis would knife his way through the Spurs defense for another dunk. Now with Giannis guarding Wemby himself, Victor would make a wild play for a 7-footer. As here he looked more like an NFL receiver than an NBA center, as he cuts back door for an open slam. Then back with Lopez as the matchup, Wemby takes him right to the basket and finishes off the play. Now on defense, Wemby makes a hustle play, coming up with the block on Pat Connaughton's jump shot. This game down the stretch was truly up for grabs, and Giannis would make the first play at it. First connecting on a tough and one through Wemby, then making back-to-back triples. First over Victor, and then off a Lillard pass, the Spurs defense stares in to shoot, and he makes it. But Wemby wasn't going to give up that easily, as first he gets the block on Damian Lillard, and then knocks down a triple in transition, tying the game at 121.
Antetokounmpo outside, under a minute to go. Giannis drives, drops the sledgehammer.
Then with the Bucks back up 2 and the ball in the hands of the 2-time league MVP and NBA champion Giannis Antetokounmpo, Wemby did this.
The screen, the drive. Oh, it's knocked away by Wembanyama.
Even though only moments later, Jones would miss the game-tying triple that would have possibly sent the game to an extra period, Wemby still put the league on notice, finishing with 27 points, 9 rebounds, 1 steal, and 5 blocks on 55% shooting in limited minutes due to a restriction. As Victor went eye to eye.
I really pray that Wemby is off that minutes restriction this year, which he probably won't. But man, it'll be something for the league. It'll be something for the league. I'm telling you, it'll definitely be something for the league. But this season, every single time Wemby is going against one of these top bigs in the league, I'm watching it. Whether it's Anthony Davis, Giannis Antetokounmpo, Rudy Gobert, Joel Embiid, Nikola Jokic, Chet Holmgren, I'm watching every single one. Like, because I literally skipped out on this game last season and I missed it. I had to go back and actually watch it, and I didn't watch it live. The games I watched a 70-point game. I watched the 70-point game, Embiid versus Wemby. I watched that. I watched every time he played the Lakers. I also watched his games against Jokic. I just didn't watch this one. I did not watch this one. This one was crazy. Anyway, let's get back to work.
One of the best players in the NBA right now and did not blink. The third time Victor Wembanyama showed us his true GOAT potential was when he blocked 10 shots in a game versus the Raptors. In a random regular season game against the Toronto Raptors, Victor Wembanyama put on a defensive masterclass as he managed to block 10 shots in a single game. First, he reads the Euro from Jakob Poeltl and comes up with block number 1. Then off the inbounds from Barnes to Barrett, RJ gets trapped under the basket, as Wemby not only gets the block, but the Raptor turnover too, as he's able to knock it off of him. Then after a missed quickly triple, he actually gets out rebounded, However, with some lightning fast reflexes, it didn't matter, swatting Jakob Poeltl.
Yeah, like Victor Wembanyama's a fantastic shot blocker, and it's just like his length makes up for a lot of that, but he also has very quick reflexes to the point where he can recover on a play when he bites too hard or when he misses a rebound, you know. So I think that's what helps him as well, more than just his actual length, you know.
As he doesn't just get blocked once, but Wemby gets in twice. Now
you see what I'm saying? Like, y'all just saw that.
Wemby's caught out of the play. But because of some poor transition offense from
Yeah,
Toronto,
that pass was way too late.
Time to come up with block 8. Here, Scotty Barnes fakes the handoff, and instead he'll cut back door, losing Wemby. However, he never really lost him, as Victor comes from behind for block 9. Then the 10th block was maybe the most telling, as first Grady Dick airballs the layup because he's worried about Victor Wembanyama getting a block, and then on his putback attempt, Victor does get the 10th block. All game long, Wembanyama had the Raptors offense in absolute shambles, making block after block, leading the Spurs to a 122-99 win, with Victor putting up another worldly triple-double of 27 points, 14 rebounds, and 10 blocks. The 4th time Victor Wembanyama showed us his true GOAT potential was in a historic 2-game span following the All-Star break. In the Spurs' first game back after the All-Star break, Victor Wembanyama started strong, delivering an impressive stat line of 19 points, 13 rebounds, 4 assists, 5 blocks, and 5 steals. Just 1 assist shy of the elusive 5x5 stat line, which only 16 players have ever achieved. Less than 24 hours later, in a back-to-back game against the Lakers, Wembanyama once again flirted with the 5x5, posting 20 points, 8 rebounds, 4 assists, 4 steals, and a block. But this was only at halftime, as he would soon pick up 3 more blocks, leaving him 1 rejection short of the historic 5x5 stat line. With Austin Reeves attacking the paint, Wemby would secure the crucial block, becoming the youngest player in NBA history to record a 5x5. He also set the record for the fewest minutes played in a 5x5 performance, as it was the first 5x5 since Yusuf Nurkic back in 2019. By this point in the season, Victor had already become the first player in NBA history to have a season with at
Yusuf
least
Nurkic doing it just watered down that whole
150
record.
assists and 75 made threes.
I'm bullshitting.
At this point, there were
bullshitting.
lots of comparisons between LeBron James's rookie season and now Wemby's. And when we look at the numbers, it's kind of incredible, as Victor leads LeBron in all numbers except assists and steals, while playing 11 less minutes per game. Truly unbelievable numbers for a rookie. The 5th time Victor Wembanyama showed us his true GOAT potential was in his record-setting game against the Knicks. With Jalen Brunson and the New York Knicks coming to town, Wemby certainly rose to the occasion.
I can't wait to see him on Christmas Day. I just know Wemby is going to show out, bro. I just know it. I just know it.
Only moments later, Vic would pick up the block on Hartenstein on the other side of the floor, which then led to a tough crossover and a 2-over pressure to Chua. Here, Bogdanovic was too slow on the switch, and Wemby makes him pay with a nice bounce pass. His playmaking is truly underrated, as only moments later he'd hit Branham with another bounce pass for an open triple, as the Spurs lead ballooned out to 21 points. Now with the ball in the hands of Wemby, he'll knife his way through the Knicks defense, finishing with a crazy looking slam. Whenever Victor dunks, it looks like he's on a mini hoop. And here Wemby loses Precious Achua on a
I ain't lying.
cut
I'm
and
never
finishes on
lying.
the alley-oop. But even
One
though
thing I will
Wemby
not
was
do is lie to
dominating,
you.
It was Jalen Brunson who was stealing the spotlight, as at halftime Brunson had 38 points, well on track for a Knicks
Brunson was
scoring
hooping.
record. And
Brunson
better
was
yet,
hooping.
his Knicks were mounting a comeback. However, Victor Wembanyama was aware of the surging Knicks, as here Wemby makes a timely triple
schmack.
over Hartenstein. Here Robertson gives Wemby too much space on the perimeter, and Victor makes him pay. Now with the lead cut down to just 6, and Robertson playing in much tighter, Wemby's still able to make a 3. Down the stretch, it was his jump shooting that elevated his play, now connecting on a free throw line jumper. Now between a stint on the bench and some more Brunson brilliance, the Knicks had cut it down to just 2 points. But here the Spurs make another timely play, as Vassell finds Wemby upstairs for an alley-oop finish. Then to force overtime, Victor stepped up at the free throw line and made 2 clutch shots, giving his team 5 more minutes, and that proved to be all they needed, as in overtime, Wemby would lead the Spurs to a 130-126 victory, despite a Knicks franchise record 61-point performance from Jalen Brunson. In another instant classic between Brunson and Wemby, he came out on top, putting up 40 points, 20 rebounds, 7 assists with 2 steals and a block on 59% shooting. This performance led Victor to become the first rookie in over 30 seasons to have a 40-point, 20-rebound game, along with being the youngest player to ever record those numbers. And if he's having performances like this in year one, the league should be absolutely terrified for the seasons to
I'm
come.
telling you, bro.
The sixth time Victor Wembanyama showed us his GOAT potential was over the final 7 games of the season. In an unbelievable 7-game stretch to end the season, Wemby would put the NBA on notice.
I'm not gonna lie. What a lot of people take the little April runs with a little grain of salt because it is the end of the season. But I'm not gonna lie, man. I took this mad serious. This stretch from Wembanyama was absolutely ridiculous. It was ridiculous, bro. All right, man. But the simple thing is, Wemby has been showing signs all season. So it's like people don't take the April runs or the last few game runs seriously. But I think for Wemby, I made that exception. And I think a lot of people in the league did as well. So let's get back to it.
Points with 4 30-point games, 13.3 rebounds, 6.6 assists, improving exponentially, along with 1.3 steals and a simply unbelievable 4.6 blocks per game on shooting splits of 46, 35, and 80, leading the Spurs to a 4-3 record. The most impressive moment of this 7-game stretch was in the game versus the Denver Nuggets. In the third term with his team down 21, Victor showed the league his true talent. First over Jamal Murray, Wemby pulls a deep 3 and knocks it down. Then again with a mismatch on Jamal Murray, he gets the alley-oop to go. Now down low with a good defender in Aaron Gordon, Wemby spins middle and just finishes over Jokic, drawing the foul and one. Now thanks to a smart play from Graham, he buys Victor enough space to pull up on a triple and knock it down. Now in transition, Jones gives the ball to Wemby, who takes a heat check 3 over Jokic and cashes it in. And if you thought that was a heat check, you haven't seen anything yet, as now from the logo, Wemby makes another, capping off an unreal 3 minutes where he scored 17 points. And
a lot of people talk about how, or at least a lot of people think that, oh, this was the last game of the year. The Nuggets weren't really hooping for real. The Nuggets, Thunder, and T-Wolves were fighting for the first seed until the last game of the year. This was a very important game for the Denver Nuggets. That's why there's guys like Jamal Murray and Nikola Jokic playing. If they had the number 1 seed locked up, I can assure you Jokic and Murray were not going to be playing this game. But they wanted the 1 seed. And I think they lost another game before this that would have made it tougher, because I think they beat somebody and were pretty much a lock to be the number 1 seed again. So a couple losses really threw a wrench in that plan, and that's because Victor Wembanyama was just out there hooping like we ain't never seen before. So
time, as the Spurs would go on to win this game thanks to some Graham magic down the stretch. But what's perhaps even more wild is how this single game would go on to shape the postseason. As now with a loss, the Nuggets gave up the 1 seed to the OKC Thunder, which ultimately put them in a second.
Hold on. Y'all see, bro?
Thanks to some Graham magic
Hold
down
on.
the stretch. But what's perhaps even more wild.
Look at bro. Like, get out the way, bro. Get out the way. Get out the way, man. Y'all watch how he just in the way. Like, move, bruh. You don't see him?
The Nuggets gave up the 1 seed to the OKC Thunder, which ultimately put them in a second-round matchup with the Minnesota Timberwolves instead of the Dallas Mavericks, which would have been a much better matchup for Jokic.
And I've heard some people say that the Mavericks would have beat the Nuggets. No, they would not have. If the Nuggets see the Mavericks in the second round, they beat them in 6 games max. There's no way in hell Gafford and Derek Lively are putting a wrench in any plans that Nikola Jokic was trying to do. You know what I'm saying? But hey, that's why matchups are so important in the Western Conference. That's exactly why. Anyway, if you guys like this type of content, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. If you guys like the reaction videos, make sure you let me know in the comment section, and I will see you guys tomorrow. Peace.